Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Jasmine, the Buffet Witch. But you already know that. It is Pinspiration time. I'm still doing my Do I Like Yellow eyeshadow or yellow makeup, and I want this last look to be beautiful. I want it to be jasmine flavored, and I want it to be a success. So I'm pulling from my Pinterest. The picture I have is gorgeous, looks like this, but she's using green and some yellowish green shades. We're just gonna substitute the colors, take inspiration from the shape and the look, and do what we do. So starting with my face already done, you saw me apply everything. I've got my beauty marks going. I really love doing that now. And the only thing from Kaboodle that I changed is I swapped out my bronzer for an LYS bronzer, and today I use blush from the Beauty Creations little palette. But everything else is Kaboodle Beauty, except for the brows, I forgot. Essential Color Case from Made by Mitchell. Now we are up to speed. Let's get started. I want to take inspiration from this look, but I still want eyeshadow on. So I'm gonna start with About Face Fluid Eye Paint in the shade Smell Before Rain. I like this shade because it's a bit gray toned, but it is still nice and brightening, and it's gonna help to give me what I want as far as a base for the eyeshadow without doing too much. You know, it's not gonna really take up the show and be the star of everything. But I really like working with these particular eye paints when I'm going to be working with the next thing, which is going to be my Mayron water activated paints. I love these things and I just gotta get them out more. Graphic liner, abstract makeup, lines and dots and such are the perfect makeup styles or makeup play sessions for me to use the Mayron makeup, and I just really got to do it more often. Sometimes to me it feels like it's more of a hassle than anything because you got to get water and all this stuff, but once I do it I'm like, oh, what a great idea. So I'm gonna also prime under my eye with this after I get this hair off my lid. Get off me. All right, for some brightness. So the colors I'm going to work with today are going to be yellow, a little bit of gray, maybe roping in some orange, and possibly like a dark blue, like a tealy blue. So I also might pull out the energetic color case, but we shall see. With this being on the eye, I think the only thing I want to do is I want to pop some black eyeshadow. I want to pop some black eyeshadow on the corners of this because I always want the eyeshadow to also look done in case the lines and dots and blobs don't really have all that finesse. So, I have the Danessa Myricks Groundwork palette mattes from both the Blooming Romance and the Defining Neutral, and also the Natasha Denona Eye Sculpt Texture and Tone in Dramatic. And honestly, I like these. The only thing I dislike about this product, the shadows, is the skinny pans. It's the only thing I dislike. But I'm gonna use Natasha. I really like this palette. I was looking at my comments and Alyssa, hi Alyssa, she says she thinks that this is reformulated and now Natasha, this doesn't have any of the cream to powder shadows in here, which could be the case. It might be why I like it. So I'm just gonna go straight into the black. Okay. Actually, no, I'm gonna go into C1 because these dark browns are so nice, and this is gonna give me enough depth without having to use black, even though I like black. But I don't really want this to be like a super dark eye. I just want a little bit of grounding in case the abstract part of this goes to shit, okay? So I'm gonna sweep whatever's on the brush on the lower lash line. All right, I'm gonna do one eye and then come to you with the finished look, else we'll be here all day. These also pair well with the About Face Fluid Eye paints. right, I like that. Now, the only other eyeshadow thing I think I'm going to do is I'm probably going to pop some yellow on my inner corner. But for now, let's just get into the magic of this, okay? I like using the fluid eye paints because they dry down to a nice powdered finish. And I don't have to worry about textures kind of warring. I don't need to set it with anything. I can, but I don't need to. So let's get started. So that's the pastel version. So here's the basics. Looks like this, and I'm gonna just start making lines and blobs with the yellow. I am gonna do that big piece in the middle, and I feel like for that, I actually wanna use this just because it's a little bit thicker. So let me try. I'm gonna use one of the lipstick brushes from Made, and I'm just gonna guess I'm making a triangle. That's fun. All right, it's a little crooked, but I don't care. There you go. I think I fixed it a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and set that with some powder. Take out the blends palette, and I'm gonna use this yellow here. And I guess while we're here, and I'm going into like this more greeny yellow. And I thought for a second I should have used this one, but it's kind of more green. Whatever. Can't get stuck on semantics, right? Okay. All right, let's move on. So we're gonna use that yellow. I'm just gonna make some blotty looking lines. And again, the inspiration photo is just that, just inspiration, just kind of giving me a little bit of a direction, but nothing I need to adhere to. So I like to play on my sometimes poof, keep it out of the crease of my eye. That way when I look up, it doesn't distort. So I'm gonna like make a mark here. And just make a blob. I guess I was good. Well, no, it's fine. And then make a circle over there. I do like the idea of making everything slightly into a wing shape, or at least kind of following that, you know, downward curve where the wing would go. So we're gonna do that. All right, I like that. The energetics. And I think I want to go into maybe this color here, which is called Doris Day. And I'm going to let the shape of my brush kind of help me for this. So really no defined shapes, just I kind of feel like I should outline these shapes with white. Maybe white and black. But either way, I like that. All right, so the only thing I think I really need though is we need something on the lid. Shimmer, okay? So shimmer, maybe something yellow, or maybe we should use this. I'm gonna take Made by Mitchell, Drip Drip, put a little bit on my palette. Use a kind of fluffy brush just to like flick it kind of back and forth on my eye here. Because again, this is a liquid highlighter, so she's a bit wet. And that will be our shine. There we go, that looks good. All right, so now let's start outlining this with some white, which is the hardest part. And I feel like the best brush for this is one of the Made by Mitchell brushes, because those are just nice and they're pointed enough to really give me more defined lines, even if it's not going to be the most defined thing. All right, hold your breath. And I think I'm going to just outline one side of it. I like it. I like it. Simple. Should we do black on the opposite sides? Let's do it. Yay, we did it. All right, I am going to, actually we gotta do a little, let me see if I can pack yellow on my lower lash line. How about that? All right, and then the constant with all of the yellow looks that I've done, yellow waterline. It's worked this far. We're not going to deviate. I like it. We need a little bit more yellow on the lower on the lower lash line. Mix both these yellows together. I just don't know how to get yellow to work to look brighter on me. She just doesn't want to do it. All right. Okay. I'm going to do this on the other eye, and I'll come back to you with the finished look. I'm done. I love it. Let's get into it. Get into the look, honey. Get into the beat. So I added some white dots, rather big, because I pulled out one of my little dotting tools. I put gray and white over my little triangle girl, and I put a little bit of multi-chrome on top of the yellow, and I put that same multi-chrome on the brow bone. I don't really think you can see it all that much. Let me see what the light does, okay? Doing things, okay? But this is the face. I like abstract yellow. I like yellow when it's kind of haphazard. I like yellow when I can slap it on, cover up the boo-boos with a little bit of correction, i.e. this white liner, black liner, a little bit of shimmer glimmer. Then I can do yellow. Yellow in the waterline, she can stay. Yellow kind of smudged out on the lower lash line. It's doable. I mean, it's yellow. It's not as bright as I would like. It's kind of yellow. It's kind of lemon lime, a little bit spritey instead of like yellow, but it still works. And I'm happy. I'm very, very happy with this. So, do I like yellow? Yes and no. But a successful pinspiration, because I was very pinspired, and a successful makeup play. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. It's been me, Jasmine, the Buffet Witch, but you already know that. I have to do something else with this look before I wash it off, okay? I got 45 minutes before my baby get home. So I'm gonna find something else to talk about with this little look. If you wanna come back and see whatever that is, grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a drink, and let's talk, because I gotta use this look one more again. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you in the next video, which will be very soon. But until then, take care. Bye.